All right, so you sent us some really interesting research on this AI model
Mm-hmm.
called QWQ.
Yeah.
I got to say, the name itself, QWQ, pronounced like quill,
Yeah.
really caught my eye.
It's pretty clever when you think about it, right? Like a quill is all about careful, deliberate writing.
Right.
And that ties in perfectly with, well, with what this AI is all about.
Okay.
Deep thinking reflection. So,
So no more AI that just, spits out an answer. This is about the process.
right. The Quinn team behind the research, they wanted to create an AI that approaches problems more like a human student would.
Okay.
Questioning, exploring, even making mistakes along the way.
And the paper is actually called QWQ, Reflect Deeply on the Boundaries of the Unknown.
Yeah.
I mean, pretty heady stuff, right?
It is. But we'll unpack it all. I mean, the researchers, they're still in the early stages with QWQ. They call this version QWQ 32B preview. But even at this stage, it's showing some really, really impressive capabilities.
Okay, so where does this student AI really excel? What are, its favorite subjects, so to speak?
Well, based on the research, QWQ seems to have a real knack for math and programming,
Okay.
which makes sense, right?
Right.
These are fields where logic and methodical analysis are key.
So it's not just about, crunching numbers or spitting out code. It's actually
Right.
taking a thoughtful approach to
Exactly.
problem solving.
Yeah. The paper highlights QWQ's methodical reflective analysis as its core strength.
Okay.
And the results, well, they speak for themselves. For example, QWQ scored 65.2% on GPQA,
Okay.
which is it's a test that focuses on graduate level scientific reasoning.
Wow.
So to put that in perspective, I mean, that means QWQ is already demonstrating a level of understanding in science that rivals some humans with advanced degrees.
65% on graduate level science.
Yeah.
That's pretty mind-blowing.
It is,
Yeah.
and it gets even more impressive. QWQ scored 50% on AM, which is a challenging math competition for high school students.
Okay.
I mean, think about that. This AI is tackling problems designed to stump some of the brightest young minds in the country.
Okay, so we're starting to see just how capable QWQ is.
Yeah.
But I have to ask, what does this methodical analysis
Right.
actually look like in action?
Yeah.
Can we see QWQ's thought process in motion?
Absolutely. The paper provides a great example. They call it the parentheses puzzle.
Ooh, a puzzle. I'm intrigued. Lay it on me.
All right. Imagine this. You have this simple mathematical equation. 1 plus 2, 3 plus 4, 5, plus 6, 7, plus 8, 9, plus 4, 79. But here's the catch. It's incorrect.
Okay.
QWQ's task is to figure out where to add a single pair of parentheses to make the equation true.
So it's not just about calculating, it's about understanding order of operations and applying that knowledge strategically.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's where QWQ's step-by-step reflective approach comes in. And the paper actually walks us through QWQ's entire thought process.
Okay, I'm ready to see this student AI tackle this puzzle. Walk me through it. What's the first thing QWQ does?
So before jumping into solutions, QWQ does something really interesting. It reminds itself of the order of operations, something you might remember from school
Right.
as PEMDAS.
PEMDAS.
Parentheses, exponents, multiplication and division, addition and subtraction.
Yeah.
That's the order in which we solve these mathematical expressions.
So it's laying the groundwork,
Yeah.
like making sure it has all the rules in place
Exactly.
before it makes a move.
And then QWQ calculates the value of the equation as it stands, without any parentheses, which of course gives the wrong answer.
So it's like double checking the problem, right?
Yeah.
Getting a sense of where things stand before diving into solution.
Right. And this is key to its methodical approach.
Okay.
Now for the interesting part. QWQ starts experimenting with placing the parentheses in different positions within the equation. And with each attempt, it recalculates to see if it's hit that target of 479.
So it's a process of trial and error.
Yeah.
But it's not just randomly guessing. It's very deliberate,
Yeah.
step-by-step exploration.
What's fascinating is the researchers were able to capture QWQ's internal thought process.
Right.
So the paper actually shows moments where it seems to be expressing frustration, like still not 479,
Oh.
or let me think differently.
That's like thinking out loud, like it's
Yeah.
working through the problem just like a human student would.
Yeah.
And even gets frustrated. Yeah, I mean, you got to admire the persistence.
Right.
Did QWQ eventually have that aha moment?
It did, and And this is where things get really interesting.
Okay.
After several attempts, QWQ seems to realize that it needs to, like, shift gears. It needs to think about grouping the terms for multiplication in a new way.
So it's not just about blindly trying different combinations. It's taking a step back, analyzing the problem from a fresh perspective,
Exactly.
and coming up with a new strategy.
And that shift in thinking is what leads QWQ to the solution. It finally lands on the correct placement of parentheses. 1 plus 2, 3 plus 4, 5 plus 6, 7 plus 8, 9 equals 479. And boom, QWQ nails it. I mean, you can almost feel this sense of accomplishment.
You can, yeah.
This seemingly simple puzzle reveals something really profound, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah.
It shows us that even at this early stage, QWQ is capable of a level of methodical, self-critical thinking that can lead to breakthroughs.
It's a pretty remarkable achievement. And this parentheses puzzle might seem small, but it makes you wonder, like, what else QWQ could be capable of?
Absolutely.
Right.
And that's what we're going to explore next. We'll delve into some of the potential applications of QWQ's abilities and take a look at the exciting research directions the Qwen team is pursuing. So we've seen QWQ in action, solving that parentheses puzzle with a level of thought and strategy that's honestly, I mean, pretty impressive.
What's fascinating here is that QWQ isn't just, following a set of pre-programmed rules.
Right.
It's actually demonstrating this ability to learn and adapt and even critique its own approach.
And that seems like a huge step forward in AI.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, we're not just talking about machines that can calculate or follow instructions. We're talking about machines that can actually think for themselves.
Exactly. And the potential implications of that are pretty mind-boggling.
Yeah.
I mean, think about fields like scientific research, where AI like QWQ could analyze vast amounts of data,
Right.
identify patterns, and even propose new hypotheses. Or imagine QWQ assisting, doctors with complex medical diagnoses, sifting through patient history, test results, the latest research to help pinpoint the most likely cause of an illness.
It's like having a super-powered research assistant working tirelessly alongside human experts to push the boundaries of knowledge.
Precisely. And the applications go beyond the purely technical, right?
Right.
Imagine QWQ assisting, engineers in designing more efficient transportation systems,
Yeah.
or helping architects create sustainable and resilient buildings.
So the possibilities, I mean, they really do seem endless. But before we get too carried away with all these potential applications, let's bring it back to the research itself.
Yeah.
You mentioned earlier that the Qwen team is exploring some exciting new directions with QWQ.
Yeah.
What can you tell us about those?
So one area they're focusing on is something called process reward models.
Okay.
Think of it this way. Imagine you're teaching a dog a new trick, right?
Right.
You reward the dog with a treat when it performs the trick correctly. In a similar way, researchers are working on ways to reward QWQ when it demonstrates, desirable thinking patterns, like the methodical analysis we saw in the parentheses puzzle.
So it's about reinforcing those positive thought processes,
Right.
encouraging QWQ to think deeply and strategically.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like giving QWQ an incentive to learn and improve.
Right. And another fascinating area of research is what they call LLM critique.
Okay.
So this is where things get really interesting.
Okay.
It involves having another AI model, essentially a more experienced AI, critique QWQ's reasoning process.
So it's like having like a study buddy, another AI that challenges QWQ's thinking,
Yeah.
points out flaws, and helps it refine its approach.
Exactly. It's like a built-in peer review system designed to help QWQ think more critically and creatively.
I love that. Okay, what about multi-step reasoning? What does that entail?
Well, it's about teaching QWQ to break down complex problems into smaller, more manageable steps. You see, most real-world problems aren't simple or straightforward. They require careful planning, strategizing, and execution.
So it's about training QWQ to think more systematically, to approach complex tasks with a clear roadmap and a step-by-step plan.
Precisely. And finally, there's reinforcement learning with system feedback.
Okay.
Now, this is all about taking QWQ out of the theoretical realm and letting it interact with real-world systems, receiving feedback on its actions and learning from its experiences.
It was like giving QWQ an internship in the real world.
Right.
Letting it get its hands dirty, make mistakes, and learn from those mistakes.
That's a great analogy. And all of these research directions taken together, point towards this future where AI is not just capable of performing tasks,
Right.
but of truly understanding, reasoning, and even contributing to new discoveries.
It's incredibly exciting, but it also raises some questions, right? I
Yeah.
mean, whenever we talk about, advanced AI,
Yeah.
there are always concerns about unintended consequences. Are
Yeah.
the researchers thinking about these issues?
Absolutely. The researchers are very much aware of the potential implications of their work. In fact, the paper specifically mentions the need for enhanced safety measures
Okay.
to ensure that QWQ operates reliably and securely.
That makes sense. We
Yes.
we don't want to unleash a super intelligent AI without proper safeguards.
Yeah.
Now we've talked a lot about QWQ's strengths in math and programming, but how does it fare in other areas like understanding natural language or
Right.
common sense reasoning? Those are things that humans do effortlessly,
Right.
but they've traditionally been challenging for AI.
That's a great question. And to be honest, that's where QWQ still has some room for improvement.
Right.
The paper acknowledges that while QWQ excels in technical domains, it needs further development in areas like nuanced Langler understanding and common sense reasoning.
So it's not quite ready to engage in witty banter
Right.
or understand subtle sarcasm.
Not yet, at least.
Not yet.
But remember, this is just a preview of what QWQ is capable of. I mean, the fact that it can already demonstrate this level of logical reasoning is remarkable.
It really is, and it gives us a glimpse into a future where AI might not just calculate and process information,
Yeah.
but truly understand, learn, and reason alongside us.
A nature that is closer than we think.
It is. But before we get too caught up in all the future possibilities, let's bring it back to the here and now. What's the key takeaway for our listener today?
I think the takeaway is this. QWQ represents a paradigm shift in AI development. It's about moving beyond, task-oriented AI to a future where machines can think deeply, question assumptions, and solve problems in creative and innovative ways.
And that's a future worth getting excited about. Now we've covered a lot of ground today, but there's still one more piece of the puzzle to explore.
Mhm.
The philosophical underpinnings of QWQ. What inspired the researchers to create an AI that's so focused on reflection and deep thinking?
Let's dive into that next.
So we've explored QWQ's impressive problem-solving skills, its potential applications, and even the research directions that are
Yeah.
shaping its future.
Yeah.
But you mentioned something really interesting, the philosophical underpinnings
Yeah.
of this AI. What exactly does that mean?
Well, you have to remember that AI research isn't just about, building faster, more efficient machines.
Right.
It's also about exploring the nature of intelligence itself.
Okay.
And with QWQ, the researchers seem to be drawing inspiration from some very profound philosophical ideas.
I'm intrigued. Give me an example.
Well, think about the name, right? QWQ, Quill.
Right.
It evokes a sense of careful, deliberate thought. The kind of deep contemplation that philosophers have, engaged in for centuries. And then there's the title of the paper,
Right.
Reflect Deeply on the Boundaries of the Unknown.
Right.
It's practically an invitation to ponder, the big questions,
Yeah.
the mysteries that lie beyond our current understanding.
So it's like the researchers are encouraging us to see AI not just as a tool, but as a partner
Exactly.
in our quest for knowledge.
And this philosophical approach is reflected in the way QWQ operates.
Oh.
It's not just about finding the right answer. It's about the journey of discovery,
Right.
the process of questioning, exploring, and even making mistakes along the way.
It's like QWQ is embodying the spirit of Socrates, who famously said, "The unexamined life is not worth living."
That's a great comparison. And this emphasis on reflection and self-critique, this is really what sets QWQ apart from previous AI models. It's not just about processing information, it's about, understanding, learning, and growing.
And that makes QWQ more than just an impressive piece of technology, right?
Yeah.
It becomes a reflection of our own aspirations, our desire to understand the world around us and our place within it.
It does, and that's why QWQ is so fascinating to me, right? It's not just a technological marvel. It's a philosophical statement and an invitation to explore the very nature of intelligence and the boundaries of the unknown.
It's definitely given us a lot to think about.
It has, yeah.
As we wrap up this deep dive into the world of QWQ, what's the one thing you hope our listener takes away from this conversation?
I think the most important takeaway is this: AI is no longer just a futuristic fantasy.
Right.
It's here. It's evolving rapidly, and it has the potential to fundamentally change the way we live, we work, and understand the world around us.
Yeah. And QWQ is a powerful example of what's possible when we approach AI development with not just, technical expertise, but also a sense of wonder, curiosity, and a deep respect for the pursuit of knowledge.
Precisely. QWQ is a reminder that the boundaries of the unknown are constantly being pushed, and that the journey of discovery is just beginning.
So to our listener, we leave you with this. Keep an eye on QWQ. This is just the beginning of its story, and the next chapter promises to be even more exciting. Who knows what amazing discoveries await us as AI like QWQ continue to evolve and learn alongside us.